React Native or Flutter? What do the numbers say about the strengths and weaknesses of these two solutions? I found some statistics that were really unexpected to me. But before we go into that, let's take a look at the wider picture. Why should we be looking at the statistics for Flutter and for React Native? What can they teach us? The debate about different frameworks and technologies is heated. Why? Because we invest time and energy into learning and using these tools. It's difficult to be objective when we have a personal stake in a subject. We become emotionally invested due to all the time and effort we've spent learning these solutions. Last May, the Stack Overflow website ran a developer survey and the results are now out. This is a perfect opportunity to step back and look at the cold hard truth of the numbers. So today, we'll be looking at Flutter and React Native and what the numbers say, both in the Stack Overflow survey and from other sources. For example, we'll also be looking at Google Trends. But before that, let's see what the situation is on GitHub, where the code for both these projects is hosted. Both solutions have about the same number of forks. Flutter has 4% more than React Native. But let's have a look at GitHub stars. Stars are a way for users, and that's mostly developers on GitHub, to show their appreciation. Stars are basically GitHub's version of a like. So how do these two solutions fare? Well, Flutter has 146,000 stars, whereas React Native has only 105,000. So users have shown 39% more appreciation for Flutter than for React Native on GitHub. Now let's look at interest scores using Google Trends. Since the 1st of January 2022, we can see there's only about half the interest in React Native than there is in Flutter. On YouTube, that's even more heavily slanted towards Flutter. The interest in React Native is only about a third of that in Flutter. However, if we look by country, in Western Europe and North America, things are not quite as stark. In the United States, in Canada, in the UK, in France, Flutter's interest score is between 50 and 60, and React Native's is between 40 and 50. Flutter is still in the lead, but nowhere near as heavily. Now let's see what developers had to say about these two solutions in the developer survey. First, let's look at usage. Here the two solutions are neck and neck, with 12.6% usage for both of them. If we look at which technologies the different users want to use, the numbers are similar. About 13.5% say they want to use Flutter and 13% say they'd like to use React Native. Now, given the difference in popularity earlier, I didn't expect this to be quite as close, but this isn't what I found astonishing. That's for later. First, why didn't I find it astonishing? When we look at where the respondents to the survey were from, it was mainly from countries where the two technologies had similar popularity. The largest contributors to the survey include the US, Canada, the UK, Ireland and France, where the interest between Flutter and React Native is more balanced. If I read the Google Trends infographics right, China is the main contributor to the search volume for Flutter. However, it only represents about 0.8% of the respondents in the Stack Overflow survey. What can we say about Flutter and React Native in terms of developer experience? Or more to the point, what did respondents think of the two when asked whether they liked or dreaded the technologies? First, Flutter. 68% of the respondents said they liked it and 32% said they dreaded it. So over twice as many people had a positive opinion of it than had a negative opinion. For React Native, the solution is not as rosy. 55% of the respondents said they liked it, whereas 45% said they hated it. Now, up until now, it looks like everything is going Flutter's way. However, there is one last statistic from the Stack Overflow survey that kind of upsets the whole apple cart. Let's take a look. The median salary for Flutter is $42,000 US. For React Native, the corresponding number is at $54,000 US, fully 28% higher. Now obviously, these numbers might be hiding underlying trends. Maybe most of the React Native respondents come from countries where the cost of living is higher. Or perhaps the higher popularity of Flutter means there are more Flutter developers, but perhaps more companies are using React Native and this ends up putting an upward pressure on the salaries. To be honest, I don't know. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on the matter. In any case, this means that the choice between investing time in React Native or Flutter is a complex one. There are good reasons to choose both React Native and Flutter. Do you want something that is more popular or something that pays more? And there are probably deeper reasons to select one over the other. And if you want to find those out, if you want to explore those, well, that's what this video is about. I'll see you there.